Thank the gentleman. Recognize myself for 5 minutes. Again, I thank the witnesses, and it's been instructive. Like many things around here, we seem to have two common themes as I see them. One revolving around standards and the other revolving around money. With regard to the money first, I'm a budget committee member as well, so I have to apologize, I guess. But that's of concern because if you all haven't heard, we're broke, Dr. Golden. And it's not just the $17 trillion that we owe that we're making kids that don't yet exist pay for. And I can make a pretty strong argument if I wanted to suck up my 5 minutes about why that's so immoral, notwithstanding everything each of you said. But it's the $200 trillion that's on the way over the next 75 years that we're not going to survive. So what I appreciate is when witnesses come with not only the problem, but with the solution. Not just we need more, we need more, we need more, but if that's the priority, as each of you said, led by Dr. Golden, I would say, in terms of testimony, okay, who am I to judge? But if that's the priority, what's not so much the priority anymore? And that's the kind of leadership we need. So with that, I'm going to ask Ms. Jarman, talk to me about improper payments. Give me some specific examples of what you're seeing, what we can do to stop the waste and abuse, if not outright fraud, and direct existing dollars to the valid needs that have been discussed by the other witnesses here.
Yes, Chairman Rokita, as I mentioned, the improper payment rates for this program actually went down, but it's still a large number. It's still $306 million that was reported for 2013.
5.9%. What does that mean?
That number, 51% of it, HHS reported that 51% of that relates to administration and documentation errors, like missing information in case records.
So does that mean there's not money savings there to be had, or there is? We can save money there or not?
What they can do is try to find ways to better train to make sure that these things are corrected so that the money is going to the providers who should be in the program and to the children who are eligible, because the other 49% of the errors related to lack of verification. In some cases, not properly verifying that the children who are in the program were eligible to be in the program. And HHS has been working with the states to try to address this issue. They've incorporated, they're facilitating more peer-to-peer reviews between states, because there are some states that have much higher error rates than other states. So the states who have lower error rates, maybe they can learn from each other. So they are trying to, if more of those things can happen, that should help to further reduce the
Have you found any fraud?
We haven't in our work on improper payments.
Have you looked for it?
Our work is focused on reporting improper payments. We have a fraud hotline where some fraud is reported to us, but I'm not aware now of any related to this program. I could get back to you on that.
So nothing that you know of that's
Nothing.
retail or wholesale
Right.
in that regard?
Right.
Okay, thank you. So, Dr. Golden, really briefly, solutions. If this is the priority, and I'll note that since the last reauthorization, we have more than doubled our spending in this area. So I'm sure your testimony, if it was back in 1996, would have been we're not spending enough, and now we're still not spending enough. Perhaps I don't know the numbers on how many more kids that we're helping, but I imagine that's gone up too. So that point I'm trying to make, Doctor, is that this can't be an open-ended thing, and there's got to be limits and priorities put on this. So talk to me in a positive manner about what we can do to better direct money to children so that they and their parents could lead better lives for themselves. Because that's what we want. We don't want dependency in government, right? On government.
What I find particularly heartening about this hearing is the commitment that you and that everyone have expressed to child care as a central issue. I guess I do want to note one thing before going to the solutions, which is that your thought about the trend that actually I think many people believe we've been going up, but in fact we've just fallen to a 10-year low. So both total spending at a 10-year low and the average of children served at a low since 1998, so more than 10 years. So that's a challenge in terms of we can...
I'm not sure. I just disagree with you. I'd like you to submit that for the record, because the figures I'm looking at go from nearly $2 billion in 1997 to $5 billion now. but I'm running out of time. You have 5 seconds for
Sure.
a solution.
I think the solution, we would be glad to work with you about focusing on this priority and where else we believe there are
Well,
resources
not much of a
to
solution, at
contribute.
least right here. Thank you. I yield to Ms. Davis for 5 minutes.